Morning, peeps. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it's self-isolation day 50. We have reached that milestone, people. Half a century of self-isolation days. I say self-isolation, I'm not, I live by myself, but I'm not exactly staying in. I have gone out. I'm about to go out again. So maybe I should stop saying self-isolation. It does sound like I've not left the house and I've just stayed at home and done nothing. It's not true. It's not true, people. All right, let's crack on with any news today in the world of boxing. Let's start with this one. What's this? Tyson Fury, I've achieved more than any active heavyweight alive. Yeah, it's true. Don't know. Yeah, it's true, I guess. I mean, do we count amateur accolades into this as well? I mean, do we bring AJ's Olympic gold medal and World Championship silver medal into this as well? Do you know? I mean, I don't know. If you do, if we bring AJ's amateur stuff into this, as well as what AJ's achieved as a professional heavyweight, then it's close. It's close. But if we're just talking professional, then yeah, I mean, the win against Klitschko and the win against Wilder is pretty big. But then, like, you know, I hate doing this, but some people will say, well, who's Wilder beat? That's what some people will say. I will say he beat Luis Ortiz, but then some people say, okay, but who is Luis Ortiz? It just keeps on going. So, I mean, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But I agree with that statement. I do think that he's achieved more than any active heavyweight alive. But I do think AJ is very, very close behind. Very close. Again, you add in the Olympic gold, you add in the World Championship silver medal, you add in that AJ has won these belts, lost them, got them back. He's achieved a lot as well. He's achieved a lot. What I do like from Tyson Fury is that he seems to have had a U-turn with his thought process. There was this time, I think, a few months back where he said he's going to have a fight with Wilder, then fight AJ, then fight Dillian Whyte, then pretty much call it quits. Now he's talking about sort of creating this legacy now, which is good. He's talking about Klitschko fighting until he was 40 and Fury thinking he can do the same. I think we all saw that Instagram live where he was talking about guys like F.A. Jagba and Tony Yoka. I mean, look, do I expect him to fight those guys? No. But the fact he's even mentioning them suggests to me that he wants to stay on for a longer period than I expected and fight some contenders. So I think he wants to have, obviously, Wilder, Joshua and Whyte fights, but then I think he wants to go on and fight other guys as well, which is good, which is very good. Again, if we're talking about legacy and being mentioned amongst the greats, like some of you do mention or think he's in already and he's not, but if we are talking about that in a few years' time, then he needs to stay active and fight loads of contenders and just maybe fight until he's like 35, 36. So we're talking about another 4 years. So hopefully in those 4 years, Tyson Fury could fight 8 times, 9, 10 times. And then we're talking sort of mentioning him if he wins. And even if he doesn't win, even if he just fights these guys, then we are talking about Tyson Fury entering that conversation of being one of the all-time greats. What's this? Canelo's 2020 outlook includes fights in September and December with GGG, Plant, Benavidez, and Billy Joe Saunders. We have seen this before with Canelo. We did see a September-December fight. Didn't he fight Golovkin, then Rocky Fielding? Am I getting that wrong? Was it Danny Jacobs, Rocky Fielding? But no, he fought GGG, Rocky Fielding, right? And then Danny Jacobs 6 months later. So we have seen it from him before, so I'm not going to rule that out. I would be shocked if he fights guys of that ilk so close together, right? Again, Rocky Fielding was the guy in the middle. No disrespect to Rocky Fielding, but he knew that was going to be an easier fight, and it was an easier fight. None of these guys are going to be easy fights. Although you would say maybe someone like a Saunders isn't a punishing fight, is it? It's a skill-based fight. Saunders isn't going to hurt him the way Benavidez would or Golovkin would. Those guys, you know what I mean, they're coming to cause pain. Saunders is coming to just outbox you. So we'll see. I'm interested that he's mentioned Plant and Benavidez. Obviously, we know that they're with PBC, but I think it's good that there's been discussions, or even that it's got a mention. So at least we know those guys have a shot as well. There was a lot of talk about Plant being offered, or not a full offer, but maybe they were speaking to Plant about Canelo fighting Plant in May gone. But he said there wasn't enough time to turn around. So maybe there has been some sort of feelers put out there, but let's see. I wouldn't rule out Canelo fighting back-to-back that close. We know that's what he's about. All right, what's this one? Dennis Hogan promoter confident his boxer retires KELL Brook. I don't think so. He didn't look great, Hogan, against Charlo. I know it's Charlo. I know it's at middleweight, but still he didn't look great at all, if I'm honest with you. I just think there are levels to this. Yes, he'll be coming back down to 154, which is naturally where he should be. But I think Brook's levels above Hogan. I didn't even know is he just wanting to fight KELL Brook, or has there been discussions? Because I've not heard of that. That's the first I'm hearing about this. Yeah. It's weird how I've not heard anything about KELL again. It's almost like, I know we're in the lockdown, but we still are hearing about fighters wanting to fight during the lockdown, behind closed doors. We know that Eddie Hearn is putting on a show in his Matchroom headquarters behind closed doors. I've not heard anything about KELL. What's KELL doing? Let's see, right? Hopefully he has a fight behind closed doors as well and stays active. Right, what's this one? Jeff Horn. TSZYU wants to replicate his dad. I won't underestimate him. The TSZYU that he's referring to is Tim TSZYU, son of legendary fighter Costa TSZYU. So there is a fight lined up between Jeff Horn and him. I just don't think TSZYU's experienced enough to fight Jeff Horn. I think TSZYU's something like 15-0. Looks good, but I think he's only getting the fight because of his dad's name, if I'm honest with you. I think Jeff Horn's good. I think Jeff Horn, that Michael, is it Zafara or Zarafa performance? I mean, he dug deep in that fight to win. So yeah, I'm actually a fan of Jeff Horn. Beat Pac-Man as well, you know. Don't come at me. He did, like, score it. Don't listen to Teddy Atlas and his sort of antics after the fight. Just put the fight on mute and score it. Put the fight on mute and score it. Everyone's like, robbery. I mean, what, no robbery? He beat Manny Pacquiao. And we've seen what Manny Pacquiao's gone on to do after that, right? Wow. What else have we got here? Claressa Shields eyes August return, willing to fight without fans. A lot of people want that now, right? A lot of people are happy to fight without fans just because it's still a paycheck. It might not be the same paycheck, but regardless, it's still a paycheck. Gotta get paid, people. Obviously, there are these elite boxers that make so much money that don't necessarily want to do it. Amir Khan's one of those, right? He's come out and said, I don't want to fight behind closed doors. Cool. You stay in your lane, Amir Khan. You got the money. You're okay. You're coming to the end of your career as well, to be honest with you. In fact, I do wonder if this break will mean that's it for Khan. Obviously, we're not talking about Claressa. We will go back to Claressa. But I do wonder if Khan might look at this and think, you know, this is the perfect time to call it quits. I wonder if a few boxers are in that boat. Like, in their head, this was their last year. Like, I remember speaking to Brian Jennings in Saudi Arabia, who's a very good gatekeeper for the heavyweight division, I think. And he was like, this is my last year. He wanted to have, I think, 1 or 2 fights this year and then call it quits. Look what's happened this year. So I do wonder if he might just think, you know what, let's call it quits now, or then just wait until 2021. I think Amir Khan could be in that boat as well. I think this was going to be Amir Khan's last year as well. I think he was looking for that one more big fight, and that was against Manny Pacquiao, and then to call it quits. With what's happened now, I do wonder if he's going to get there. So yeah, I'm not surprised to hear Claressa Shields say she wants to kind of fight without fans. For Claressa, it's not even a case of fight without fans. It's fight who? Who you fighting? Like, I can't lie, my knowledge of female boxers at 160, 154 and 168 isn't great. So I'm sure there's someone out there, but I can't think of who. I mean, obviously in the UK we have Savannah Marshall, right? That's the one that they keep trying to push because Savannah beat her as an amateur. Savannah's not really ready for that fight yet. So, and it's not a big enough fight yet either. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough for Claressa to get some sort of momentum in terms of who she wants to fight next. Oh, what's this? What is this? Another fighter wanting to come back. Scott Harrison set for behind closed doors return. This can't be the Scott Harrison that I'm thinking. Oh, it is. Jesus. God. Scott Harrison was released from jail in July 2018 after serving 4 years for assault and has not fought for 7 years. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Like, for someone like Scott Harrison, I get it, right? You've not fought for 7 years. Money must be really tight, like really, really tight. He's been in jail. He's probably thinking if he can have a couple of comeback fights and just make some money, right? He might even still have a following in Scotland, whereby if he does have one fight behind closed doors, wins against a nobody, and then maybe has that last one fight. He's 42. He looks a lot older than 42, but he's only 42. But still, it's not going to stop, is it? Canelo's team tried to embarrass my brother, says Liam Smith. Let me click into this story. What does he mean? Is he talking about financially, the offer? Okay, he was never getting the fight. There was one offer made to him, which was the same offer as was made to Billy Joe Saunders, and it wasn't a very good one. I don't know. I'm so split on this, if I'm honest with you. Like, in my heart of hearts, look, I get it. I think you should get paid well to fight Canelo, right? But I just have this kind of thing with, it's like a Highlander thing. Remember the movie Highlander, where you chop someone's head off and you get all their power. If you're that confident that you can beat Canelo, which, I mean, a lot of them say they are, beat him, and my God, in the rematch, you are getting paid, right? I mean, that's it. You take all his power. Similar to what happened with Andy Ruiz, right? Andy Ruiz beat AJ and fucking went massive, didn't he? Right? If you're that confident, yes, you're going to get lowballed. You're going to get lowballed. I get it. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. I was reading stories about Manny Pacquiao coming up, and the offers he got initially were disgraceful. Took him. Beat the opponent, became the guy. Even Floyd took him, beat the opponent, became the guy. Like, I just feel like some of these boxers, I don't know. Like, in the scenario with Canelo and Callum Smith, I'm rattling on here. I think, and people might laugh at this, like, Canelo brings absolutely everything to the table. Everything. Like, honestly, it could be a 90-10 split and I can make an argument to say that's fair. I'm not even playing with you. Even Billy Joe Saunders, it could be a 90-10 split and I can say, you know what, it's fair. Because everything is Canelo. Like, he is that guy, right? He is the lottery ticket. But some of these guys seems to want, and look, we don't know what the offers were, but they maybe want 75-25. Maybe even 70-30. Some of them might even want 60-30, or sorry, 65-35. Get out of it. No chance. I can make an argument for a 90-10 split. So, I don't know if that's embarrassing to Callum Smith, but yeah, I just feel like it's all about Canelo in these situations. All about Canelo. If you're that confident, beat him, get his power. That's the way I see it anyway. What else have we got? Lopez to Loma. Don't back the fuck out. Everybody wants to see this fight. He's getting a bit big for his boots, this kid, isn't he? Gee, all right. Pipe down, son. You're going to get your chance. Fucking hell. Why would Loma back out of a fight? What am I missing here, people? Fill in the gaps for me. Why would Loma back out of a fight with Teofimo Lopez? No, the sound wasn't on mute. I was just making gestures with my face because I don't understand why Teofimo Lopez thinks Lomachenko is going to back out of a fight with him. right? Are we scared of Teofimo Lopez? I don't know. These young kids nowadays, eh? Have some respect for your elders. All right, what else we got? Another fighter saying is willing to fight behind closed doors, Chris Eubank Jr. Quite a lot of stuff about Chris Eubank Jr. in the last couple of days, hasn't there been? What's this one? Dillian White, there's a massive difference fighting Povetkin without the crowd. Agreed. Massive difference. I'm still shocked that these quote-unquote elite fights are happening behind closed doors. Like, I don't know. Like, again, we know now, or I think we know that Joshua Pulev's going to go abroad. I'm shocked that you don't, I don't know, you don't do WHYTE Povetkin abroad as well, just to have fans, Man, I don't know. I'm praying to God that I can get a press pass for that fight. Praying to God, because I really would like to see what that's like behind closed doors, hearing the crunches of those punches. I made it rhyme. Praying to God. But yeah, there's a massive difference, no doubt. Especially if you're one of those fighters that feed off the crowd. And I think Dillian White is kind of one of those fighters. I think he really does feed off the atmosphere. Same as Derek Chisora. Especially when the crowd starts singing, oh, Derek Chisora. I think he feeds off that. That's why Chisora Usyk can never happen behind closed doors. It just won't happen. And we've not heard of that happening behind closed doors, have we? So yeah, we'll see. Anything else before I pack up? And I think that's it. Is that it? There's always more stories, but I'm just trying to find the ones that I thought are interesting, to be honest with you. Anything else, I'm like, yeah. Daniel Jacobs, let's end on this one. Danny Jacobs, Caleb Plant has a lot of flaws. He hasn't been tested. Is that a fight that's even spoken about? It's a good fight, by the way. I like that. I like Danny Jacobs, man. I like Danny Jacobs. I want to see Danny Jacobs, Callum Smith, if I'm honest with you. If I'm Callum Smith, that's the fight I'm chasing. Or it's not like Callum Smith should be chasing Danny Jacobs, but that's the fight I want. If I'm Smith, I want to be in a big fight, and that's a big fight at 168. I say a big fight. It's not a. Let's understand what I mean by big fight. It's not a big fight over here where it's going to do a stadium. But if they can get Danny Jacobs over here, what's the Echo Arena capacity? Is it still called the Echo Arena? I think it's like 9. What is it? 8 or 9,000? What's the capacity? 11,000. It'll do that easy. Easy. That's a good fight if Danny Jacobs is willing to travel, and he should be willing to travel. In fact, yeah, you should be forced to travel. If you're talking about fighting for a legit title at 168, the Ring Magazine belt at 168 as well, so he should be forced to travel, and that's a fight I think Callum Smith should go for. But Danny Jacobs obviously wants Caleb Plant, who's got the IBF title, and maybe that's a bigger fight in America. Well, it is definitely a bigger fight in America, but I don't know. I'd rather see Danny Jacobs versus Callum Smith, if I'm honest with you. All right, guys, that's that. Short and sweet today. I say short and sweet. Could be like 20 minutes. I don't know. But hopefully everyone has a good day. Go out and enjoy the weather. Obviously self-distance, like, do all that good stuff. Peace.